Hello, everyone. I am Bobbi Rowntree Born Medium, and I am live at Psychic Saturday. So far, I might be alone. Well, I'm never actually alone, but oh no, there's folks. Okie dokie. So today it's gonna be the same as always. It's going to be the same as always. I'm going to start with a topic, and I'm going to introduce that topic, and hopefully we'll stay on that topic. But might not, because any sort of input that you guys have, or any sort of questions that you might need or want answers to that I can provide, or discussion questions, I'm good with both. So today, I actually want to talk a little bit about, you know what? I wanted to talk about the state of the world. And by that, I do not want to talk about politics. I do not want to talk about politics. Hello, Garden Hoe. How are you? Because there's enough of that going on. It's actually, yeah. Okay, so my theory is part of the reason of the state of the world right now is actually because there is a mass awakening happening. I really think this. I want to know if you think this. I want to know if you can tell that things are so much different now. Hello, Superman. Hello. I want to know if you guys can tell that there is something different going on now. Yeah, how do I put that? So, hi, Steve. Okie dokie. So it can sometimes seem or feel like the world is getting so much different. We are getting so much more paranoid. People are in such a state of flux. And there's actual reasons for that. Like we can cite certain things, like actually what we're doing right now, the blow up of social media and the disconnect that we have with folks and things. But I think it's more than that. I actually think that underneath all of that, underneath the state of the world, the political part, and the political part is glaring, absolutely glaring. We are watching a scripted movie. Okay, I like this. Lovely to see you too, Julia. Higher consciousness can't be contained. Yes, I feel that. It seems like so, my readings in the past 5 years have shifted so much into me uh spiritually counseling, but in a way where I'm saying, okie dokie, so these are your psychic abilities, and this is how they want you to capitalize on. This is why you have them. This is how they go with your life. Things like that. That happens a lot now. A lot. And I kind of think both of these things are actually happening simultaneously. And they have to be connected, but at the same time, they feel disconnected. They feel completely and absolutely disconnected. How can we be becoming more aware of our sixth sense, but then less aware of each other, which makes no sense. And I honestly think it's the only solution we have. I really do. The AI technology is getting out of hand. Is it ever? Like it's crazy. I watched what was I watching? Jimmy Kimmel. I think I was watching Jimmy Kimmel, and they did a fake out video. The AI was so damn good. It was so good that a person who's my age could look at that and go, "Oh, that happened," because we're not used to, actually nobody is used to it. Nobody is used to watching a video and wondering whether or not it's real. That is wackadoo. Like that is it's beyond our level of understanding is what I hear in my head. And I think I know what they mean by that. Meaning that it's on beyond our level of understanding. We don't understand ourselves completely and absolutely enough yet. So okay, what is happening is bigger than we think it is. And it's nowhere near as negative as we think it is. Because if we look at it negatively, or we look at it as a negative, it is going to be negative. We're going to feed the negative. We want to feed the positive. We actually all want to embrace, this is going to sound so cheesy, but it's absolutely true, love. We are going to we need to embrace each other, embrace empathy, and embrace the power of love. Because the power of love, I know. It sounds so cheesy. It sounds so barfy. It sounds like I'm just about to say, I am your lady. The power of love, that song. Anyway, That's not the power of love. You guys all know what the power of love is. The power of love is what allows a mother to become superhuman strengthy to lift a car up off her child. That's always an example we get, because I actually think it happened once in the 70s. Who knows? Did it actually happen once? Any old people out there with me? The power of love is actually what gets you up in the morning. The power of, if you've ever been in love with your child, in love with your dog, in love with your husband or wife, you know the power of love, because you know how much power they have over you because you love them. Love is enormous. Hate isn't as big as love. Hate isn't even the opposite of love. I would say that the opposite of love is sadness. The opposite of love is void. The opposite of love is nothing. So hate is nowhere near in the strength zone of love. Hate is stupidity. Hate is ignorance. It really makes zero sense. It really, really, really does, because we are all connected. Now, I have a question, so I'm going to go to my question. Okie dokie. And I'm going to acknowledge some folks too. I should probably do that first. Hello, Steve. Hello, Garden Ho. Hello, Kalili. I hope I said that correctly. Please let me know if I did not say your name correctly. Hello, Julia. Hello, Steve. I said hello to Steve. Okie dokie. Now we're going to go to a question from, I think this is actually your full name. So I'm just not going to, I'm going to put it up, but I'm not going to say your name. I don't know if that makes any difference. I'm just going to call you Pat. Not sure if you're able to let me know if there are any messages from my mother-in-law, M, because today is her 2 years since she passed. It's her anniversary. It's her transition anniversary. That's actually what I hear. I don't know if your mother-in-law went through a lengthy illness, or if she felt somewhat suppressed or unable. But when I see her, and this is really strange, she actually looks like she's wearing a trench coat. It looks like a trench coat to me. It's that color. But she's going like a flasher. Yeah, that's why it's a trench coat. Well done. And she's a butterfly. A lot of women will show themselves as being butterflies. I don't think I've ever seen a man show himself as becoming a butterfly. I really do take it as the transition from life to death. Yes, butterfly, but also the transition from being a little bit more, I can't be myself, I can't do all that I want to do or express myself completely, to butterfly, because death is the full freedom. And yes, that sound was my knuckles hitting the wall. So I am seeing that about her. I don't know if she's Catholic or somebody's Catholic, because I'm seeing someone light a candle. That could mean Catholicism, or it could just be the idea behind the lighting of the candle within Catholicism, which I'm not a Catholic. But from what I understand, to light a candle for someone is to light their way on the other side, to give them warmth, to give them light, to give them blessing on the other side, blessing in heaven. She's go ahead, light that candle. But her birthday is more important to her than her death day. I actually usually hear that across the board. And are you the wife and this is your husband's mother? Because it's take care of my son is what I hear. So, and I'm not sure if she's actually meaning your brother-in-law, or actually your husband and you are female, or if you are male and your husband is a male, because that absolutely valid. So yeah, and take care of you as well. And you gave a gift. There's something you've given to her, and she wants to acknowledge the fact that has happened. And thank you for keeping her alive to a certain extent. And I don't know, they will show me a tilted picture, and that sometimes they'll actually tilt their own picture on the wall, and that's how they let you know that's me. But it might be that she's letting you know, okay, because it could be something that you have of hers that she is going to, or something that symbolizes her. She's going to let something be known in that way. That's super ambiguous, but I wanted to say something else, but she's kind of making it so I have to say it this way. I don't know if you're thinking about having a celebration tonight or something, if she's going to be present. But yeah, it might just be a tilting picture or something that symbolizes her, that she lets you guys know she's there. And she does the smell, meaning that you can actually smell her. I don't know if it's cigarette smoke or if it's perfume, because she's using both examples. So yeah, because both examples are widely used. So my grandmother, I smell perfume, and I've heard so many people say they smell cigarettes when they have someone on the other side who was a smoker. Um, Okie dokie. So I hope that helps. Linda. Wondering if my mother-in-law Em has a message for us because it's 2 years. Oh, okie dokie. So same thing, different pile. Okie dokie. Yeah. So I hope that helps. And if you want clarification on things, you absolutely are welcome to ask. Okie dokie. Now, Garden Hose, we've been witnessing false narratives for a very long time. Okie dokie. Now, I want to go on that false narrative idea because I kind of think that actually the biggest false narrative that we have been under, and I can say this throughout my entire lifetime, is that we have only 5 senses. Is that what I am doing is odd or not even real? I read a comment. Somebody commented on, I put up my evening of mediumship, a little snippet from my evening of mediumship. And somebody commented that I didn't say anything and that it was total BS. And I got upset. I didn't get upset. I got about it. And then I thought, oh, what if it is total BS? What if I didn't say anything? So I rewatched the video and said, no. I said things. And I actually remember doing this with this gentleman and him coming to me afterwards for even more clarification on what was going on. And he clarified everything about what I had said. So I know that what I do is real. I know that. But still, even I can get all about it. Isn't that ridiculous? And then when I got like that, the voices in my head said, you are insulting your clients. You are insulting all the people you've ever helped by actually letting one human being who you don't even know where they are, you don't know who they are, you don't know how old they are, you don't know anything about this human being, says one tiny little sentence that actually shows their ignorance, and you move into their ignorance? What the heck, Bobbi Rowntree? So I had to give myself a little talking to. And I had to tell myself, because I'm 54. I'm 54 years old and I was born like this. I've always been like this. So sometimes it's hard for me to actually embrace the reality of it. And that's absolutely the truth. I didn't reach for it. It hit me. So that feeling inside of me, even I got. So if we think about it on the whole, of our whole society. I don't know about our whole world. I have not traveled. I gave birth to 3 children instead. But I know on the whole, very, very, very much, there's a lot of folks who believe that what I can do, what Reiki masters can do, what spirit guide readers can, I guess it's a spirit guide too, medium spirit guide, any other readers, tarot card readers. Tarot cards have been around since the beginning of time, for goodness sakes. They date all the way back to ancient Egypt. Yet, there are still people who say they aren't real. Isn't that insane? It's so insane that we so easily embrace rather than possibility. So that is what I think is the state of the world right now. I think that other people's psychic abilities are hitting them. And I think they've been hitting them super strong since 2012, then even stronger in 2016. Then 2020 came along and gone bang gangbusters, and people didn't know what to do with their own minds. Because when you can hear things that you cannot see, you do not know you are hearing things you cannot see. You think it's you. And you think that there's a base from it. And if you have the tiniest little inclination within, they tell me a prejudice. By a prejudice, they are not talking racism. They're not talking sexism. They are talking a prejudice in your mind can be something that you will not fetter from, that you are closed off from, that you say, okay, I have this opinion. I'm always going to have this opinion. I don't care about your opinion. I don't like that opinion. We have that. We do that. We are like that. We can be like that. So when these voices come in and they sound just like our thought voice, it can confuse the living daylights out of us. And I honestly believe that is what I have been witnessing for the past decade. I honestly believe that from 44 to 54, this is what I've been witnessing. So that's why I do what I do. That's why I have my channel. That's why I come on here and say, you're a psychic too. It's not just me. I'm just really aware of mine. And if we think about it like singing, everyone can sing. It's just some people keep it to the shower, friend. And some people get up on that stage and do it in a microphone for us because it's awesome. So everybody has their thing they can do. Everybody has their thing they can do. And every one of you is psychic. Okay, now, having said that, oh, there's a few people here that I have to say hello to. Okie dokie, because I was going on and on and on. I'm sorry. Okie dokie, garden hose, Steve. Higher consciousness can't be contained. That's so incredibly true. False narratives. Okay, I'm back where I was supposed to be. The Power of Love is a Huey Lewis song. I think you've misspelled Huey. I think it's a U, but I'm not sure. Power of love is a serious thing. Keep making one man weak makes another man sing. That's all I know. Raise your horn like a little white dove. Yeah. But that's what he was talking about. More than a feeling, it's the power of love. So Huey was a little on it there. Yes. Okie dokie. So true, especially the light worker's role to empower no matter how dire the narrative makes it. It's always with a greater purpose. Yes, it is always with a greater purpose. And if you think about it, is Angelique. Oh, your name is Angelique. I'm going to use that. Is that okay? Oh, you have an awesome name. Sorry, my name is Bobbi. I have name envy anyway, because my given name, my real name when I'm in trouble is Roberta. Yeah, I whispered it. Anyway, I don't match it. Anywho, yeah, okie dokie. So this is a excellent way of putting this. The universe runs on positives, does not run on negatives. If you say, I don't want to be late, I don't want to be late, I don't want to be late, you're going to be late. Because the universe only heard, I want to be late. I do want to be late. I do want to be late. They don't hear the because the negative is here. We are not the negative. We believe we are part of the negative. We even believe we're part of here. Isn't that crazy? How can you possibly be part of here when you would freeze to death? Well, I know animals will freeze to death. I know in extreme conditions in the prairies, -40, things like that. But for the most part, when you go for a walk with your dog does not have to put on a parka. You do. Speaking of dogs, my dog is doing naughty things in the other room. I can hear him, little monster. Anyway, okay, so Angelique on the nose. Okay, there's more from Angelique. Awesome sauce. Can I ask you, Bobbi, what you see in my journey right now? What's going on in my energy field? I feel like some blockages, but don't know if it's mine or others. Past lives, LOL. Okie dokie. Do you know what I see when you ask me that question? The first thing, do you know what I see? Of course you know. The first thing I actually see is this. I have a lump that is at the base of my skull. And within my research on why is that there, I have come to find out that that is where my third eye and my crown chakra are housed within my Kundalini energy. I believe that the lump has formed because I haven't moved my third eye and crown chakra all the way through. That there's a part of me that says, oh, no, I'm not that psychic. Oh, no, I can't do that. I kind of think that might be what's happening with you as well, because that's the first thing I saw. I think you're leveling up. And sometimes when we level up, it's almost like it's like a pause or it's like that space between the chakras, that beautiful whiteness that goes between. You know, you're not in the sacral, you're not in the root, you're between the both of them, and you can kind of feel that between moment. That's where I think that you are, and I actually think you are receiving the idea of the past lives. I kind of think that you've been a healer before, and that within your healing journey as a soul, you've possibly been persecuted. I don't know that you've been burnt. I think you were hung instead, but that is just a quick thing that I am seeing. Doesn't mean that you weren't burnt, because it looks like you've had 2 or 3 lives as a healer and never been able to go to full fruition. I actually even think in some places, because I see you very international. Like you haven't always incarnated on the same soil, which I can't imagine anyone would incarnate constantly on the same soil. Okay, as soon as I said that, I heard indigenous folks. That is just a higher realm of people. So you might want, you're leveling up and move in with the level up. Accept what you are being given. That's what I'm being told to tell you, to accept and release. And when we are in Shavasana in yoga, then we are ready to receive. We are bringing in. We have our hands by our sides, open like this, ready to receive any energy. I see it with you like you are in a meditation and receiving like this, rather than, because when we have a mudra like this, we are sharing energy and we are keeping energy. They want you to receive what they're giving to you. I actually think it might be accompanied with a headache or a feeling on the top of your head, or they just want me to go to the crown chakra. I have before felt my crown chakra like nobody's business. Yeah, first time I ever felt it, I thought that I was there was a dead person who'd been killed with an axe. Actually, that's how much it hurt. So I think that something like that has been coming in with you. And congratulations. I hope it's going to be fun, because it is going to be fun. Okie dokie. Now, Steve. I'm sorry, I can't help but do that. It's been 19 years since my partner's mother passed away, but sometimes strangest things do happen around our new home, but I think it's her. I think you're right. I actually think she's blessing the home. I also think, I don't know if you and your partner, this is the first coupling in the home. Like, this is when you become fossil cues. And that's the actual proper word I learned in slang teasers. It used to be a game. Anyway, yeah, she's making herself known. I actually think you could possibly smell her, because I'm doing the smell thing. But yeah, there's something about safety. She wants your partner to know she's safe, and that she can find her anywhere. She's like Santa Claus. Doesn't matter where you are. She can see you when you're sleeping. She knows when you're awake. She wants you to know that too. She wants you to know that that's her baby. I would take heed of that, actually, because she shows herself doing things to your toes when you're in bed. So I would take heed of this. It doesn't, you're going to be nice to her daughter regardless. You absolutely are. But she's trying to be funny and make it look like she can get to you in some sort of way. So yeah, I actually heard good luck on that one. But it's good. It's not bad. They're not allowed to do bad things. They're not allowed to like hang around corners and scare you and stuff like that. If you have a spirit in your house that's scaring you, it's not a loved one. It's not. It's someone who's trying to scare you. Okie dokie, because your loved ones aren't allowed to. Your rested souls aren't allowed to. Okie dokie. Kita. Hello. I am good. Thank you. How are you? Messages from Gran. I'm actually seeing you climb up the ladder of success. That's what I call it. When I see the ladder, they are usually meaning your career, or what you're doing for money, or what you're doing outside the home. She's showing you climbing up the ladder, and it looks like you're climbing out of a hole. It looks like you're climbing out of a tube of some sort. So I'm not sure what you are doing for work at this moment, but if there's an opportunity for you to do something that might be lighter, that might be not as much higher than you're at right now. Maybe something that seems like right now you work in the basement, and they're saying, "Oh, do you want to have one of these top offices where you can see everything?" Yeah, take that. So there's something like that coming up. And yeah, she shows you reaching for it and trying to do more for you. She also says it won't be long now. And I'm not entirely certain. I'm not even going to take a guess on what she means by that. Sometimes when they say something so cryptic like that, you actually know what the heck they're talking about. So there is something, it won't be long now. She actually says, hold your breath. When someone tells me to hold hold your breath, it means it's going to happen. Because if you hold your breath for something, don't hold your breath means it's not going to happen. Hold your breath means it's going to happen. I hope that makes sense. So I'm not even sure exactly what she's meaning by that. I kind of think I know, but I kind of think you do too, because I think we might both think it's the same thing, if that makes any sort of sense. Okie dokie. Julia. Not that we don't talk several times a day. Yes, you talk to your mother all the time. You're exactly right. 1 second. So sorry. I had to take this away, which is one of my husband's first feather carvings This is one of my husband's salmon carvings right here. This was my birthday present one year. Yes, good to be me. My little terrier got a hold of that carving, so I had to run and grab it because you can't have dogs chewing up carvings, for goodness sakes. Oh my goodness. So apologies, Julia. I was right in the middle of talking to you when that happened. Okie dokie. Now, you work too hard. Your mom's right. And, I don't know if your daughter has been taking on the role that your mother used to take on when you studied too much, bringing you some tea or something like that. Um, Ask for what you want, see that happening, and if that doesn't happen, do it for yourself, please, because you need that. And then she's trying to get that to happen. She actually even wants me to say your daughter's name, which I'm not going to do. But you know her name. She keeps saying it. That's why I say it, but I'm not going to say it out loud. You know it. I know it. She knows it. We all know it. So, and are you almost there? She makes it look like you're running a marathon and you get to the end and you hit the finish line. She shows you hitting the finish line. So I'm not quite sure how far you are and where and when the finish line is, but the payoff is going to be extreme. She wants you to know that. And I don't know if you're already scouting locations. She's talking about that too. It has to do with the energy. It has to do with how you can feel it in your feet. It's so interesting because you're piling things into your actual frontal lobe and your actual mental mind, but so much other stuff is growing like crazy. It's kind of like you're growing a garden and you planted all marigolds and you didn't even realize the beautiful ferns that were going to come up behind the marigolds and just make the whole thing so perfect together. Yeah. And I do see your husband. See something having to do with his lower back and his knee. Uh, click, 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 click. I actually think he needs an adjustment. Yeah, I know, right? And in his pelvis. So yeah. Okay. Hi, Sherry. Okie dokie. By chance, is there any message from my husband? Immediately, I heard I love you. Immediately. Yeah, and your anniversary, is it a holy day? Is it actually a holy day? Or does he want you to start to see it as a holy day? Because he doesn't want to stagnate. He doesn't want to stagnate. I'm so 3 times. He does not want to stagnate. And by stagnate, it means stagnate you. It's a juxtaposition that's really because he wants you to move forward with your life, but he also doesn't, it's not, but he doesn't want to stop you, but he doesn't want to keep you, but he doesn't want you to forget him. It's a whole circle. Yeah, okay, what he's showing me, okay, that's so funny because I have it right here. This young gentleman right here is my dad. My dad passed away far too early, and my mother did remarry, and she would have pictures of my dad up, and her husband would say, "No, it's fine. It's not like he's dead. He's not a threat." And that's what he would say. And that is what I'm seeing. So I think that what he is trying to say is that it's okay to keep him as your first husband. That even though he is ghost dad, sorry, he said that, which that movie came out right after my dad died, and didn't like that anyway. But didn't realize how pink my tongue was. He think he's trying to use it as living on, and I honestly did not see that movie. Did not see that movie. I don't know if anyone even knows the movie. It's a Bill Cosby movie, so it might be hard to find now. But he played a dad who died and was a ghost and was with his daughter, and it was really upsetting for a person whose dad had died. Yeah. Anyway. Okie dokie. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so you've said her name. Also, I had this crazy dream that Mal and I were pulled away from the shore by a riptide. We got out of the current and Mal was tired, so I got her to float on her back while I towed her back to shore. And that was your dream. How interesting. I know what I think that sounds like. And I don't know if you think the same thing, but If you think about that young lady, and that might be why your mother brought her up a couple times, she has a certain condition that we have not figured out just yet. We have figured out how to maintain it, but we haven't figured out how to write it for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? That might be it, actually. Because when you're floating, you are releasing all responsibility. You are allowing yourself to just be, and you're the one who brings her back to the shore. And considering what you are studying, I hope it's okay to tell the world here that the world, all 10 folks, that you are studying to become a nurse practitioner. This is going to be the nurse practitioner you are going to want to have. Trust me on this one, because I'm already on the wait list. I'm on the wait list, right, Julia? Anyway, that would make a lot of sense to me. And if you have been feeling like extra feeling of responsibility in you, like a heaviness in your back here, I actually think it's both of those things. And this, to me, is an incredibly sensitive and very, very heart-wrenching subject for you. I mean, this is your baby, for goodness sakes. So it's kind of like if I don't want to even utter this into the world, but if one of my children, if someone I loved was missing, I might have trouble actually figuring things out because I'm so close. And that's what I'm seeing with you, that what you're able to do when it's somebody so close, it can feel so heart-wrenching. It can feel so life or death. It can feel all those sorts of things. They want you to know that this little lady chose this, chose you, and this is part of what you're supposed to do. And it's regulation of the blood sugar rather than an annihilation of the condition. So I just told everybody everything, didn't I? Oh, and that was there a message in the stream? Yes, that was the message as far as I know. Okie dokie. As far as I can tell. Okay, that person is the false light slipping in to stir you up, Bobbi. Friggin' false light keeps on your toes. Oh, is there naughty folk in here? Let's go all the way down. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way down and say hello to everyone first, because I did not realize how many folks were popping on. Okie dokie. So thank you very much, Garden Hoe. I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Haley. Hello, Allie. Oh, hello, Allie. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Angelique. Hello, Pam. Hello, Lo. Hello, Lo. That's the only name I got, at Lo. So I'm going to call you Lo. And, oh, there, I accidentally, when will this be? Okay, okay. Hello, Bree. Hello, Ruth. Hello, Laura Lee. Hello, Christine. Hello, Tree. That's cool as heck. Okie dokie. I'll go back up to where I was. Okie dokie. That person in the false light. Okie dokie. You can all hear the cat, right? I've been trying to get her to go to different doors, but she insists on wanting to go out this door where I have the 2 stray cats that live outside there. I don't like to make them all meet head on like that. You know, they're cats. So for some reason, she's not getting it. So that's the sound you hear. That's Missy. Okie dokie. Okay. Oh, the person who said the nasty thing to me is the false light slipping in to stir you up, Bobbi. You are absolutely right. Freaking false light keeps you on your toes. Totally keeps you on my toes. Actually made me have to sit myself down and say, Bobbi, use your brain, woman. You are a medium. You are a medium. I just am. I'm a medium. That's it. I can communicate with the dead. It's true. And there's a reason for it. And any sort of doubt I put on it is an insult to those who gave me the gift. Yep. So I got to cut that out every now and again, though. You know, it's just so much easier to believe that what I do is not true. To just believe that only the things you can see, hear, feel, and touch are absolutely true. And see, and that's silly. I can see, hear, feel, and touch. Well, not touch. Not really touch people on the other side, but I can see, hear, and feel them. The touch, it's a little ambiguous. It's like a thickening in the air. So thank you very much, Garden Hoe. Hello, beautiful, right back at you. Okie dokie. All right. Haley Christmas, isn't it the coolest name? Good afternoon. I wonder if there are any messages regarding my husband's career currently. Will it pay off or more struggle ahead? both. I actually see a balance of both. I actually even see every time he gets to a point, it's like, oh, I gotta work it to make it the next point. But the payoff is awesome. And the journey is actually part of the lesson that he has with what he's doing. It's him discovering. They actually even show a cool parallel between your husband and myself, to be perfectly honest with you. The more I branch out and do my work, the more my work branches out. That's really cool. Actually, I like that a lot. It opens up because it's a muscle. So there's something like that with him. And yeah, the more he does, the better he does. The more he does, the better he does. The more he does, the better he does. I'm also seeing, and this is really strange. It's a strange comparison, but maybe it'll make sense to you. I have a wonderful young client who he's an arborist, and he goes all the way up trees and de-limbs, and he takes videos. And I am afraid of heights, and they scare the devil out of me, but I watch them all the way through because it's so scary. So there's something like that. So it might be that he might want to introduce videos, because honestly, this is a new world. This is a world where we can take this social media devil and actually make it into a social media angel. Make it into something where he can advertise his business in the way he wants to advertise it. He can put it out there for people to see, because people need to see it. I'm not even sure what the heck it is, but it needs to have more exposure. And they just showed him exposing himself. So yeah, and he might be the reason. So this is why I said hello, Allie, because she's my cousin. Hi, Allison. She said hello. Hello, Sarah. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, Angelique. Oh, right. I feel that energy. It's a lot of density in my solar plexus. Ah, yes, to my heart. Yes. And it feels so stuck in my throat, but I didn't know how to get it out. Oh my goodness. Even the way you just said that, it went from my power chakra into my healing, and then my communication chakra can't seem to express it. I actually even think too that you might want to go even higher and go to here, because a lot of it, okie dokie. They want me to talk to you a little bit about. I don't even. I always say it was 10 years ago. It was probably 20 years ago. I've been doing this for a really long time because I'm old. I received, I say, my knowing. That's what I call it. This feeling in my solar plexus that made me go, oh, no, no, no. I'm just not saying the message correctly. Because it used to be when I would say something to a client, they go, no, that's not true. I think, okay, well, it must be the way I'm communicating it, because it's true. I'm just not expressing it the way it needs to be expressed. There's something like that that needs to come out. I actually also think that you're not accustomed to this ability that you're getting. And that is why it feels like you can't quite express it, because I kind of think a little bit you're not quite sure what it is. And I'm supposed to help you to get to the idea of bringing it up to your third eye and your crown, bringing it all the way up and through to the top of the universe, rather than having it come out this way. Because I think actually when you go like this, it'll come out in a way that, like, wow. Yeah. And it might actually be expression. Yeah, I know you work with your hands. It's something like that. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Hello, Pamela. It's nice to hear from you today. It is nice to see you today. I'm wondering if you have any update in regard to my romance. Do I try to find a way to walk away, or do I keep my affirmation and hope? Both. Absolutely both. Do what you would want your daughter to do. Do what you would want your best friend to do. Treat yourself like you adore yourself. Give yourself everything that you think that you would have if you were in the relationship, because then that is part of your affirmation. And it also gives you the head up, walk away. And the walk away is not forgetting. It's not closing the door. The door is like this. And I don't want to give you any false hope, and I apologize that it is a little bit of false hope, but it's like that kitchen door that the Jeffersons had. The kitchen doors from, when did they stop doing that? Well, I guess when we went full open plan. Yeah, and then there's no doors. It's so strange. Yeah. I'm not an open plan person myself. Okie dokie. So I hope that helps. Yeah, live your life like you have everything already. And then the universe will go, oh, she has everything already. Let's give her more. Honestly, it's honestly, when you are in a good mood, more good things happen. And I know it sounds awful that when things go to crap, more things go to crap, but we notice that. We really do notice that. And the reason why more things go to crap is because you're feeling like crap. and then you attract how you're feeling. This is all actually a wonderful little game. It really is. It's just a really hard game, especially when you don't see it as a game, when everything feels so heavy and strong. Okie dokie. Now, my sensitive 12-year-old special needs daughter has crazy orbs in her room. She saw a white figure walk past her door down the hallway. She's wanting to know who it was. Huh. Now, I immediately heard an angelic presence, and then I heard grandma, which the two are mutually exclusive. Actually, because an angel and grandma are two different beings completely, because grandma is a spirit, a dead person, and an angel. I actually even used to say angels are not humans. Humans cannot be angels. They are a completely different thing. But from what I kind of understand a little bit better now, I actually think we can ascend to that. But this is our height of ascension. So, yeah. But it could be an angel sent by grandma. It could very well be an angel sent by grandma. I think your daughter, I don't want to say she sees too much, but she sees an awful lot. I'm actually going to just flat out assume she's an autistic kid, because I think there's so much going on, and she's so accustomed to it, and she so knows that's always what's in her head. And we don't know how it is to be different than that. It's a constant, and it's a knowing. So because of that, I see this need for a protection for her. And it's not in lieu of you. It's not because of you. It is, yeah, she's kind of like they want me to say an upscale version of you, which sounds rude. Doesn't that sound rude? They want me to say that, yeah, and this is what we want as parents. We want our children to be better versions than us, of us, than us. We want to actually put better human beings in the world. That's why you parent. Anyway, so I think you have success here, but I also think that your daughter's telepathic very much. And I think that it might be a good idea. I know she's only at the age of 12. I wouldn't actually really open her up, but I might find ways to educate her mind on different ideas of what this might be. Like right down to people like my brain goes to Edgar Casey, but I'd actually much rather go to a Carl Sagan sort of idea. I would much rather go within the actual physics of metaphysics, go in a scientific sort of way into things that feel very grounded, because this is a young person and they already have a fairy head. So to actually bring in a little bit of, yeah, sacred geometry, things like that, then that is something I actually think she can understand. I try to understand sacred geometry, and my little brain goes when I do it. So yeah, there's something like that they want you to introduce to her, just to keep her knowing she's not disabled or crazy or wrong, or yeah, the big toe of society. There's something like that with her. But I really think she's telepathic, and I really hope she gets to be around other human beings that are like her, because I think she needs to know that. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I hope that helps, Amanda. Okay, hello there. My name's Maria. Hello, Maria. I am a new viewer, subscriber. Yay, congratulations. Thank you very much for joining. Do you feel anything between Robert and I? What's going on between us? Okie dokie. I actually see static electricity between you. Huh, that's interesting. Is Robert your partner? Because I see my partner. And there is a palpable energy between my partner and I. And sometimes a palpable energy between you and another person can lead you to an exuberant sex life or hatred. Because there's just so much. It's just like, yeah, it looks like between the two of you. And it's very blue and red, which blue and red actually have a very strong significance in my brain. And if you actually look at the world, blue and red have enormous significance to us. So many things are blue and red. You ever chased by a cop, blue and red. Republican, Democrat, blue and red. There's just so much blue and red that we have in our lives. And that's what I see between the two of you. And I don't know if that's heightened energy. I don't know if you know that yourself to be a psychic, and Robert knows himself to be a psychic, but it doesn't even matter if you do know because you both are. Um, Okie dokie. So they want you to put your hands by your side and not try to control it. They want you to put your hands by your side and allow it to play out the way it's meant to. Huh. Okay, now when I say that, when I see that, I actually see your heart going boom, 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 boom. But it's not shaped like the organ is actually shaped like the Valentine, like the heart. When they shape it like that, they mean emotions. When they show the organ, they actually mean the organ. So thank goodness it's just your emotions. But they show you by your hands by your side, your heart starts to pound. Uh, Okie dokie. Well, that's interesting. I actually think you need to take care of you when it comes to this relationship. I think that you doing this and hugging yourself, because it very, very well might be that you and Robert are projecting on each other. That you feel this and he feels that, and you actually are feeling like the other person is doing it, but they're not. You're doing it. I hope that makes sense. This is what happens in marriages and romantic relationships, in my opinion, that people are far more clairsentient than they think. And you can be in the middle of an argument with your spouse and go, wait a minute, that's not my argument. And you've actually taken on their argument and flipped it, not even realizing that that's what's going on, because you care about this person, you know this person, so you feel this person. And if you're in the argument with this person, it is like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like the cartoon characters when they fight, like that. So, what is going on between you, I see fueled by you guys, by both of you. So we can't tell him to do something. We can only tell you to do something. So they do this, and it's a love hug. You take your arms by your side, you notice your emotions, and then you love yourself. And okie dokie, yeah. Then love finds its way, or it finds its way. That's how they put it. I hope that helps, Maria. Okie dokie. Okay, that's funny because okay, that makes so much sense. Yeah. Your mom thinks that your mom is claiming that she is having Mal do this, or she is somehow getting this done through her. Yeah, because she's doing this. That's what they do to show themselves being puppeteers. You'd think they do this. They do this because it's the marionette thing. Okie dokie. When will I be in a committed relationship? The immediate answer, because I like to go by immediate answer so I don't try to think about something to make it right for you, is when you're ready to. I actually even think if you notice that you keep on being with people who will not make a commitment to you, or who you do not want to make a commitment with, you might actually subconsciously be choosing them for that reason, so that you don't have to make the commitment, so that you can. Okay, I'm sorry. I hear Milli Vanilli. Blame it on the rain. Yeah, yeah. Which means I think what they're trying to say is that there's blame here, there's blame here. Whatever you do, don't put the blame on you. That's part of that song. So I don't know that you should blame you if you are finding a lack of commitment in your life. I actually think you might want to look into yourself and find out what commitment means to you, and what commitment would look like. And because I find when I think about something and I concentrate on what something would look like, I actually bring that something into my life. Now, that was a really good way of explaining manifestation. I manifest it, they want you to manifest it. Honestly, if you're in a bad mood, you have a bad day. That's kind of the way it is. So, because you are attracting that negative energy towards yourself. So, in that same ideology, they want you to look at commitment as, okay, how do I feel about commitment? Why might I be shy from commitment? Or maybe I actually don't like the commitment that other people like. I like this kind of commitment. They want you to spend a little time with yourself, and because it's not your fault, but it's your fault, if that makes sense. Like, everything in our lives is actually our fault, but not all of it is our fault. We got us there. So yeah, they want you to look at what you think commitment is and work on that first. And then it will come, because then you will be able to recognize it in a different kind of way. And please start picking people that are at your level. Please stop bending down and helping people. Oh, that sounded awful. But sometimes we get into relationships thinking we're helping the person, or we're going to, I don't know if anyone gets into relationships saying I'm going to fix them. I think a lot of people get into relationships going, I can help them, which is different than fix, but you don't want that. You don't need that. Yeah, enough of that. That's what I'm supposed to say to you. So I hope that works. I hope that helps. Oh, halfway next month. Okay, Julia, we're waiting on you. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to go to you, Bree. I'm going to try to go to everyone once and then go back for seconds. And I know I've seconded up Julia a couple times, but that's just part of the first. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Okie dokie. Hello, Bree. Hello. Any messages from my grandfather that I didn't get to meet? Immediately, I heard, I'm watching you. Which made me laugh so very, very hard because they do. I have people say, I'll tell people, oh, you have a grandmother here. I never met them. That doesn't matter. I'll say they probably actually met you before you were born. 98% of the time they do. Your grandfather is so interesting because it looks like, oh, okay, I see. You might be clairvoyant. I don't know if you know you're clairvoyant, but you actually very much might be clairvoyant because he's telling me, he showed me the smell thing. And that's why I was like, how is he going to give you his smell when you didn't meet him? So you don't know his smell. The smell is usually, if they smoke, it's smoke, their perfume or some sort of smell that you would associate with them, like things they would use to cook and things like that. So he showed me the smell thing because I believe that when we can smell them, it's actually clairvoyance. It's this, because when I wasn't open, when I didn't really, 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 really know what I was, I had sinus problems, like so bad that I was going to have surgery. So when I opened up, all of this opened up. So I actually associate our olfactory with the third eye because it's right there in the forehead. And I honestly think that when you have those heavy sinuses that are on your forehead, it's actually your third eye. So when he shows you smelling him, but you have not met him, I actually think he's trying to show you that you can see him, that you are clairvoyant, that there is that you can, the pictures that you see in your head are actually messages from the other side. And I do believe he sends you messages from the other side. And I don't know if you've had a dog that recently passed, but he's showing me a dog. And it's either he's showing me his dog so that you know he has a companion and that is a little more validation, or he is showing you the dog or showing me the dog to get you to know that he has your dog. But he says you're right. You do see, hear, feel him. You do. And you have since you were a little girl. And I actually think he may have been your imaginary friend at some point. When you were little, or that you thought of him in that kind of way, which is kind of unusual and interesting to me, because usually when I see the imaginary friend ideology or the thought that, I actually see it as spirit guides. I see it very much that Robert Downey Jr. movie, Heart and Soul. I'm pretty sure it's called Heart and Soul, about a little boy who can actually see the spirits of these people who died at the moment he was born. They became attached to him, which is sweet and adorable. But they acted as spirit guides, and he could see, hear, and feel them at that time. He could actually see them as realized humans. But to me, that reminded me so much of my childhood with my spirit guides, because I would see them above me, talking about me. I did. Anyway, so he's telling me that there's something else about you in that way. And if he was already crossed while you were inside your mother's womb, I do believe that you have a memory of him, because I think he used to hold you. And there's something about a picture. He keeps showing me like a picture on a wall, and I don't understand it. It doesn't really look like a photograph. It almost looks like a picture, like an oil picture, framed picture or something like that. So I don't, yeah, like Group of Seven, which you may or may not know. Group of Seven is a group of Canadian painters used to paint Canadian landscapes. Men, only men. They wouldn't let women in. Anyway. So there's something like that I see. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Hello, Ruth. Hello, Laura Lee, beautiful thing. Okie dokie. Yes, I'm on the wait list. Okie dokie. Next question. Tree. It's like half my last name. It is half my last name. It's Rowntree's my last name. Hello, can I resolve my feelings of sadness and being excluded from my family? Yes, most certainly you can. I actually even okay, you are the rainbow sheep of your family. You actually might make your family uncomfortable with your ability to see your family in the way that they are. Oh, Christmas. Oh, okay. It's almost like your family has a filter and you didn't get one. But the rainbow sheep, they really want me to glob onto the rainbow sheep ideology because I see the rainbow sheep like other people would see the black sheep. I think that the rainbow sheep or the black sheep is an infusion of new energy into a family. That's the person who comes in and says, okay, so we've been wiping our butts with our left hand all this time. Why don't we try our right? Because we're all right handed. Something like that. Like you come in with some sort of new idea that they're like, what? But you know it's logical. So I hear chosen family a lot with you. You might actually want to look for your chosen family and you don't need to look hard. Oh, okay. What they're showing me you doing, and you are on this call, so you might be like this. When I want something, I meditate about it. Especially when I first started, what I would do is I would do a round of yoga and then I would clear my chakras and then I would say, send me the people who need me. That's what I would do. And that's how I got my clients is by saying, send me the people who need me. Send me my chosen family. Send me the people who understand me. Send me the people who can empathize with me because no one's really going to completely understand you. Doesn't matter how close to you, how much they love you, any of those stuff. Nobody understands anybody. You can empathize. You can relate, but completely understanding another human being. Huh? Anyway, nobody's an MRI machine walking around. So they want you to, yeah. It's almost like there's a door that closed and then there's this beautiful open window and you keep banging on the door hoping that you can be let back in to the darkness that you were in when there's this beautiful open window that shows you this gorgeous field and the sun and everything is bright. Do that. That's what they're telling you to do. And they want you to think of it in this kind of way. um you have not been banished. You've just made people uncomfortable. And there are others who would follow your footsteps. And the more you show yourself as being you, the more you will help your family. They actually show me that. Me being myself has helped members of my family because I have members of my family who are like me, who don't see it like that. They just see a lot of turmoil and difficulties and things like that. And me living my truth helps them to see an avenue towards theirs. So that's what they want you to do. They actually want you to thump your chest and be the amazing little rainbow sheep that you are. Might you want to get a rainbow necklace? You're a rainbow sheep. Okie dokie. Yes, I got that. Yes. Thank you very much, Garden Hoe. You are absolutely right. That nasty person. Yes. We are going on a road trip soon. Do you see any issues? Nope. The only issues I saw one, the last time I went on a road trip, I went and I got my whole car tuned up or looked at. I spent like a bit of money to redo everything, oil changes and stuff like that. Peace of mind. They show me that. It looks like you're in the prairies. It looks like because I've driven across Canada with my family and it's just through the prairies, just like one big long road that seems to go on for eternity. And that is what I'm seeing with you. And I see a bear walking across it. I do see that. I also see cramping. That's it. That's what I see. That's what I see for your road trip. So you might see a bear or some wildlife on the road. Duh, you're driving through Canada. Two, cramping. Yeah, because that happens. Yeah, there's something actually I'm seeing. When you ride in a car and you put your feet up on the dash like that, that's what I'm seeing. And that's what I see is the source of the cramping. So you might want to actually stretch and do something with your pelvis. Might have something to do with your pelvis and your lower legs, to be perfectly honest, because they're actually even showing me someone very close to me who went on a long driving road trip, and they ended up in hospital in Saskatchewan because their circulatory system didn't pump the way they thought it would, and they didn't realize that sitting for that length of time was going to cause this, and they pretty much got like toxemic. Isn't that no preeclamptic? So something you get when you're pregnant. So all the blood pulled in their feet, so they had to go and be in the hospital for a little while. So it's something like that they're showing, that you want to keep the blood flowing. But other than that, I think this is pretty cool road trip. No issues, just fun things. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Megan. Hello. Okie dokie. It's funny because I'll answer you guys up here, but you actually put the first message down here, and I can't start at the bottom because it wouldn't make sense. It would be so confusing. So I apologize. Oh, hey, Megan, Garden Hoe knows Megan. Okie dokie. Okay, Ruth. Hey, Bobbi, is a new message for me that I need to know what's going to happen? Please, thank you. Is a new message for me that I need to, is there something that you need to know that's about to happen? Yeah, something that you need to pay attention to. It's so funny too, because my brain immediately takes me to a place where you need to find a warning, like, and I actually don't think it's a warning. I think that there is something going to happen, but I think it's a positive. I think it might be so super unexpected. I think you can feel it coming towards you. And we're always so certain when we can feel something coming that it's going to suck. But I don't think this one is. I actually think this is a good thing, and they want you to be ready for it. It might actually even be a windfall. Yeah, a windfall of money. Hope no one's going to die. But maybe they are. But there's something like that coming towards you. So they want you to be prepared. You relax. I don't know, but they're telling me they want you to relax to be prepared, which actually makes a little bit of sense because they put it in this context. If you are about to be rear-ended and you look up into the mirror and see it about to happen, you are more likely to be more injured than if you do not know what's going to happen. It's like how drunk people will a lot of times walk away from accidents, and it's because they're all languid and ready to take on an impact. And that's what they mean by that. That's what they mean by relax, and then you'll be ready to take it. But it really does look positive. Yes, live your life as though you already have everything. That is such great advice, Tree. It really is absolutely the best advice. Live your life as though this is already happening, because so many times we want something, but we can't fathom how we could possibly get it. So you have to, my dog's bugging my cat. So you have to, at certain times, just allow the idea of what you want, because the avenue of how it's going to happen, you can't figure out. Manifestation is so much like that. I always go to the end result rather than worry about how I'm going to get to that, because I don't know. And it's all a game. It's all this fun, wonderful game. It really, really, really is. It is a fun and wonderful game, or it's a poopy, sucky, yucky game. And it really depends on how you go into the game. I know that sounds strange, but it does. Keep on going on the way you are. That's what and even more opening up. And I actually see a lot of Winnipeg. So Winnipeg to me, with you and me and you and me, and both of us, we're Jets fans, and we're Jets fans because we're Winnipegians. So yeah. And the thing about the prairies in Winnipeg, as opposed to BC where we live, especially Vancouver Island where we live, is it's so much more open. The people are so much more open, and that is no offense to people here on Vancouver Island, but you know what? There's something about the mountains. I don't know what it is, the big trees, but we do not actually, well, there's other things to do than hang out with human beings on the prairies, especially in the winter. You're hanging out with human beings. That's what you're doing. That's your entertainment. So that people, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. You are actually living your best life. Way to go, Grandma, is how I'm supposed to put it. Yeah, is what it is. Not Grandma. It's yeah. Oh, The projection, it's like communicating and bantering in the ethers. Yes. And if Robert is your previous partner, but not your partner now, there's still some energy there. Sometimes also too, I find that, especially with opposite sex people, if we get like opposite sex people or people who are the gender you're attracted to, that's probably a better way for me to put it. That when there's an energy between you or something else between you, immediately you think, oh, well, we have to have sex. It has to become a romantic thing. It has to be something like that, which there's so many females, and I am very straight, that I feel a massive connection with, but and that I'm never going to have sex with because I only have sex with one human being. Well, me and that human being. But anyway, let's not talk about that. So I believe very, very, very strongly we're so geared towards these romantic relationships, this coupling idea all the time, the coupling idea, that we don't realize sometimes people come into our lives not to be our partner, but to be the person that is our friend and in our lives and blah, 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 blah. Just like a TV show. Just like a TV show when a character is really great character, they don't want to get rid of that character, so they just change the trajectory of that character. The universe is like that for you, in my opinion. Okie dokie. Okay. Awesome. 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 I love awesome. I say awesome all the time. All the time. And I text it and everything. Okay. Hi. Any insight if toxic boss and toxic colleague will be removed or leave soon? Oh, I got a great thing for you. This is what I do to get rid of people that are causing me problems. I watch them walk away. I thank the universe. I thank God. I thank the gods. I thank whoever I know who is in charge, that they do not have to look at me again. That they are going to do so much better over there. I'm so happy for them that they got this wonderful thing. And then I watch them walk into the sunset. And I don't turn them around. I just keep the back of their head in my view. And I'm so happy for them. It's actually the best way to get rid of people. Because when you wish the best for people, that energy moves quicker. That energy will actually be answered quicker. When you want, I want them to leave because they're doing this, this, and this, then that's the energy you've got. And that energy is actually you feeling stuck. It's you feeling like they have some sort of power or control over you. So that's why they continue to have power and control over you, because you are actually validating that feeling. So if you say, I am so glad they get to go over there and they're doing so incredibly well, yay them, then that's actually how they will move away from you. Yeah, that's Gus. He's bugging Missy. Okie dokie, Erica. Okay, now. Okie dokie. Okay. Okie dokie. I am at 1 hour, 7 minutes. I'm going to try to do an hour and a half. I'm saying that now. So I'm going to be here for 23 more minutes as far as I can tell. He passed when your dad was 12. Oh, wow. So he has been on the other side a very long time. Okay. Now, I said I'm going to try to only do one thing at a time. A twin flame, but we are the 30D separation and trying to get away from each other. LOL. It makes perfect sense. Especially when someone is that big. Okay, Erica. Okay, I hope this is, I don't know if I see a paper bag. I see a paper bag being held like this and being smashed. What is that? Sometimes, yeah. Explain that to me, because I actually get sometimes seem bigger than you think. Sometimes things can seem like they are actually something, but they're absolutely nothing when you squish them. Sometimes there's nothing inside the paper bag. So what the heck does that mean? I don't know if you blow things out of proportion, or if sometimes you add more to things because based on experience. Sometimes a paper bag is just empty. Why is that? It totally reminds me, honestly, of a drag race thing. And I don't know, I'm probably the only drag race fan here right now. I'm a massive drag race fan, like to a ridiculous point. And there is a thing with Miss Vanjie where they had a paper bag, and they did a magic trick where they took ketchup out mustard out, and then they smushed it and there was nothing in the bag. So it was a trick. So there's something like that I'm seeing. Like it was a trick of the eye. There's nothing actually in it. There's no one behind the curtain, or there's a man behind the curtain. And I really hope that's helpful. Sometimes they don't mean anything to me, but they can actually mean something to you. And even the paper bag might mean something to you. So I really hope that's helpful. It feels so ambiguous to me though. Yeah, because they're actually showing you turning your lights and your eyeballs on. So I think they really want you to see something for what it truly is rather than what it appears to be. Yeah. Okie dokie. Yeah, she does hear me talking to her in her ear. Yeah, I'm sure she does. Absolutely. And I do wonder, I mean, is she actually autistic, or has she been diagnosed as such? Okie dokie. A weed mark. Okay, I'm just going to see a weed mark. Hi, Bobbi. Looking for a message from my passed on loved one regarding my business. Okie dokie. The first thing I actually heard was good idea. And I'm not sure if you actually have a new idea. They show you going down a hallway and you're opening doors down the hallway. Those doors were closed before. I don't know if you're deciding to branch out the business a little bit, or actually maybe even opening the doors even reminds me of the idea of you own the building, so you allow other businesses to conduct their business under your roof, something like that. Or it's opening it up into different ways or something like that. It's a good idea. They also are showing you urinating on the business. So to me, that means you're leaving your mark on the business. You're putting yourself into the business. And the urination is just, if you want to mark your territory, that's what you do. So mark your territory, make it yours. Also, listen to your higher self. You get ideas and then you go, not sure. And then you realize, I should have done that idea. That was a really good idea. There's something like that going on above you. So I hope that helps. I'm also seeing you with the cash. I don't understand. They're counting the cash. They're putting the cash down. There's something about divvying it up, about separate. There's a lot of separation things here. And I don't know if you're thinking about making your business like opening it up to investors or opening it up to like-minded businesses or something like that. But that's what I'm seeing. And you have so much cash when you're doing it. So I think it's a lucrative idea. Okay. Trying to chat with him. My sinuses were bad as a child, but not since then. I found a very specific feather recently after asking him to bring me one. Well done, Grandpa. And my grandma used to do that too. She would sit at my end of my bed and chat with me till I fell asleep. All the time. Kept me quite safe, she did. Okie dokie. Oh, it's a drawing of a man of a child and a child. Okie dokie. Awesome. Okay. Now, who's new? Arsa. I'm okay. I'm going to stop trying to pronounce the names because they don't have to be names. They're actually channel names or Facebook names. So anyway, hi, Bobbi. Anyway, you can provide insight to me and my daughter, Kiana, what I need to know or will help uplift us. See, touching my chest and letting it out. So your chest is your heart chakra, your healing chakra, your love chakra. Your love is your biggest thing. And then I see it coming out. I don't know if actually maybe you guys sing and singing will actually lift you up, or saying it, but they show you getting it out and that lifts you in some sort of way. Okie dokie. Oh, okie dokie. Yes, Christine, I did talk about your road trip. I saw a bear crossing the road. I saw the absolute need for your circulatory system to be actually reignited every now and again, cramping, things like that. Also, this video will be on my channel forever and ever and ever. So you can always go back to this video. It'll be on my YouTube channel, also be on this Facebook page. You betcha. And you can go back and forth in it to find where I talked to you. But I did say some stuff like that, but I went into a bit of a long thing about circulatory systems and things like that. And I don't know if you even think that would pertain to you, but that is part of what I saw. Oh, thank you, Carrie's Crystals and Garden Hoe. Woo woo. Thank you, Megan. Oh, Carrie fell asleep. That's okay. She was just here this week. Anyway, okie dokie. Yes, okie dokie is the word of the day. I say okie dokie all the time. I actually think I could be a drinking game. If I every time I say okie dokie, or every time I say, does that make sense? Because yeah. And I don't drink alcohol, so you can get drunk in front of me. Okie dokie. Okay, so okay, new one. Megan. I have a book I recently published and have put on social media. Is there a non-conventional way that I can make more sales? Oh, that is such a good question for a person like me because that is my book. Mine's on Amazon. I don't know if you self-published. Considering the question, I'm going to assume you're self-publishing because usually when you publish with a company, they take care of the promotion and blah, 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 blah. And that's why you pay ridiculous amounts of money for it. Okie dokie. So intention is everything. Intention is key. Okie dokie. They want me to tell you to see people holding your book. See people all over the world holding your book, and you might even want to represent those people by racial stereotype sort of ideas. Like if you're thinking about Japan, you want to see a Japanese person holding your book. When you think about Russia, you might want to see someone in a traditional Russian garb holding your book so that it's a visual of what you're intending to see. And what you have written needs to be read. What you have written will help people, and put my book in the hands that it needs to go into. Things like that. Those are the manifestations they want you to do. If one of the things they're actually showing me though, and I have to say this, is I have a client who works for Amazon. She's part of the marketing for Amazon, and she told me advertise. She said that. She said, advertise. It really will make a difference. So I did, and it did. My book was on sale for Black Friday, and I don't know if that's because of the advertising. I don't even know why. I don't know why. Just my daughter brought it to my attention. So when I started to do this, put that idea and that intention behind my book, I have found movement within my book. So they want you to do that. They want you also to believe, know, and see that your book is beyond you, and that it is something that you wrote for other people and they need to read it. So you need to see them reading it. You need to see it going out. You need to see, and please, I'm supposed to tell you not to set numbers, because there's something about numbers that kind of freaks you out a little bit or gets you worried about stuff. And then you start, well, how would that happen? Blah, blah, blah. And the logic comes in. Don't let logic come in on this. Please don't let logic come in on this. Just know it will be successful, and therefore it will be. The most successful people in the world continue to be successful because they believe they will be. Completely. There's nothing in them that says they won't. So see other people holding and reading and being part of your book. And if you would like to put your book name on the chat here, please do so that other people can see your book or some sort of link for your book. You are absolutely welcome to do that. Okie dokie. I hope that helps. What about wineries to do readings? They say good idea, but even more, like what I'm doing right now. I do a live with readings in some sort of way. And you might even want to have a discussion group, because apparently your book could create a discussion group. Is it kind of like an eat, pray, love thing? Because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Elizabeth Gilbert. I'm seeing the coming of age. That makes so much sense to me. Because I tell you, what woman hasn't been through a divorce and had to read Eat, Pray, Love? Like, yeah. It's like mandatory reading or something like that. So I see your book as the same. Oh my God, this is perfect. Oh, okie dokie. Now, tree, I'm going to, just because I see this, I'm not sure I understood. Okie dokie. So, I don't think that the sadness and disconnection from your family will last forever. From what I see, there's a lack of understanding actually from your family about who you are, what you are. And I think that you should move more into being you. And sometimes we need to be separated from our family ever so slightly so that we can grow and move and do what we can do. I could tell you, my cousin showed up on here. And honestly, if I had known that a family member was going to show up, I would have been more nervous because they're family. They know you. They know, yeah, they've almost seen you naked, and some of them actually have. So there's something about them that is feeling very, very exposing. I can sing in front of 300 people in an auditorium, but if you put 3 members of my family in front of me, I would be able to sing. I would be freaked out of all the criticism. I would be freaked because they're going to identify with me as themselves. So that's what they mean. You are the rainbow sheep of your family. You're the one who is different. And therefore, they want you to find solace and balance and love for yourself within that difference. And then your family will be able to see that you're actually not different. You are just aware and more awake and possibly there to teach them. Actually, there to teach them. Not possibly, actually. Okie dokie. Okay, so thank you very much for everybody. It has a lot of eat, pray stuff. Okay, yeah, okay. And I should write them poems. You should. And you may or may not send them. You might even actually write them a poem with an intention, hoping that this happens, and not send it, and then see if it happens. Yeah, I will put that in front of you. Oh my gosh, you have a book? Well, then, gosh, yeah. Or, yeah, just you be you, and they will figure it out. And I honestly believe, I'm sorry, I have pointed like 3 times, and I apologize for that. It's so rude to point. Okie dokie. And it might even be that all you have to do is say, I want my family to read my book. Please put my book in front of my father. Please put my book in front of my mother. Please put my book in front of my sister. Something like that, so they can actually see this accomplishment out of you and actually send the white flag to you a little bit. But I'm supposed to say, please know that this will not last forever. I'm actually supposed to say that. I don't really want to say that because I don't want to blow smoke up your fanny, but I'm supposed to say that. So here's your smoke. Okay, everyone. It is 1 hour and 21 minutes. I had a wonderful time. I hope you had a wonderful time. I kind of feel like it just ran a lap or 2 or 10 or something like that. I'm very overexcited. I'm going to go and ground, maybe drink a little more of my smoothie. I thank you very, very, very much for coming to our Psychic Saturday. Next Saturday, I actually will be here, and I'll be with Olivia again. If you missed my time with Olivia 2 weeks ago, we were on a Thursday morning. We will be together again this Saturday. Olivia is a life coach. She is a lovely young lady with a lovely accent. You can access our first time we were together on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel if you want to look at what we do. She is actually a trained counselor who has become a life coach. So we come at things in a very different way, and I think we had a lot of fun last time we did it. So thank you very much, Garden Hoe. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone who came to our live today. We will see you next Saturday, and hopefully every Saturday as we move into Yule, because I'm writing a new story about Yule right now. So I'm doing a lot of Yule research. So this year, my plan is to actually have a short video on every day of Yule to help people to try to celebrate Yule if they want to, because to me, celebration makes life worth living. And Christmas is only a day? Yule is like 13. Why not have 13? And it's an ancient, and the lovely thing about Yule is you can kind of fudge it a little bit as you go and make it so that it is customary to you. And that's one of the things I really love about that. Okie dokie. Well, thank you very much, Pat Punchford. I am so happy that everyone who showed up, I am so happy that I did this today because I really needed you guys. Thank you so, so very much. I hope that everybody has a wonderful Saturday for the rest of their Saturday, and I really hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And remember, it is Christmas season, so pretty much every Sunday you might be able to find a craft market, an artisan market, something where you have local people putting their blood, sweat, and tears into gorgeous things that you can give to your loved ones for Christmas. Because even though this is on Amazon, I'm going to recommend that you shop locally. And you can actually buy my book directly from me here at my house. So buy locally. Okay. Merry Christmas. It's not Christmas time. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Mwah! I have so much love and gratitude towards you. It is ridiculous. Thank you so very much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye.